Hello guys! So I was trying to think of like a good setup for just like a sit down talk video, but I don't know. So here we are. My name is Alexia and today I'm gonna be talking to you guys about my job, which will be very interesting. So I guess let's just get into it. I have a whole list here of things that I'm gonna be talking to you guys about today. I'm just gonna start with the basic. If you don't know me, if you don't know what my job is, I'm a cam model. So camming, sex work, online creator, is a very taboo subject. I'm not even sure what I'm allowed to say here on YouTube that will be like appropriate. Obviously this video is going to be for people who are 18 and up. So if you are not 18 and up, camming is not an option for you, and therefore you don't need to watch this video. So the first thing I'm going to be talking about is kind of how I got into it. So I started camming not really that long ago. I started in February, and as of right now it is literally like June. So a few months. I started kind of just camming on my days that I wasn't working my part-time job in retail. I worked at a garage clothing store. I had been wanting to try going on OnlyFans for a while, which is a really popular site. If you don't know what it is, look it up. It's basically like an Instagram, except the only people who can see what you post are people who subscribe to you, and any of your posts can be anything you want. So you can really have anything. You can be naked. You can be having the sexy time with someone else in the videos or photos. So basically I wanted to start that. I know that a lot of girls do really well on OnlyFans because they're hot. A lot of the girls are able to make a good amount of money, and it's kind of like passive money. I mean, yes, you have to post every day or like have a regular schedule on when you're posting. You have to keep up with your account. A lot of the money that comes in is just kind of monthly money that just comes in, and you can take it out whenever. So I really wanted to get into it, but the issue with OnlyFans is that there's really no way to advertise on OnlyFans that you have an OnlyFans. It's not like Instagram. You can't use tags on your posts or on your account so that people can find you in their explore page. There's really no way to find other people unless you have a direct link and they're actually looking for you. So if you just start an OnlyFans and that's it, that's all you start, that's all you do, you're not gonna make any money on it unless you either advertise it to your personal life, like on your personal Instagram, or you go on other sites and kind of create a whole image for yourself. So that is what I did. I brought up with my boyfriend that I wanted to start OnlyFans, and he basically told me I think that's a good idea, but I think you can't just do OnlyFans. You need to do other things as well in order to bring a following to your OnlyFans. So ultimately the goal was to gain a following on OnlyFans, and everything else was just kind of extra. So I'm gonna get into Chatterbait and why I decided to start on there. Even though I have notes written down, I don't really have a script, so I have no idea what I'm saying. I'm just kind of talking, so I have no idea how long this video is gonna end up being. Just a disclaimer. So Chatterbait, if you didn't know, is a I think it's like the most common, maybe the most popular site for camming, which is kind of why we decided to use it rather than other sites, because we figured that we would get the most traffic there, so the most, following. Yeah, I started Chatterbait kind of iffy about it. If you don't know what camming actually is, you sit in front of webcam and you can do whatever you want on this site. So, I mean, obviously with a few exceptions, but people come here, they go on the site to watch you play with yourself, with toys, and or do something with your partner, and they pay you for it. So that is how you earn money on this site. Basically it works people will spend money on this site and it'll convert the money that they spend into tokens, and then you earn those tokens, and then you can take them out and turn that into money. So that's just how it works. If you want to look more into it, then you can totally check it out. I'm just kind of explaining the general idea of Chatterbait and how I got into it. So I decided to make an account in February, and I was really slow at first at streaming. I did solo streams just on my own, and I kind of realized that people who make the most money, like, yes, you can still make money on your own, but the people who make more money on that site and on most streaming sites are couples, because, you know, they want to see you with someone else or with other people. So you'll see the top people on the site as soon as you go on are usually couples or threesomes or whole groups of people working together. So yeah, I decided that if I were to go on Chatterbait, if I were to start on Chatterbait and start streaming on a regular basis and gain a following that way, I could kind of drive those people towards my OnlyFans so that I could get regular subscriptions there as well. And plus, like, OnlyFans is a little bit more personal. You can actually talk to these people whenever and send them personal messages, whereas on Chatterbait you can't really. You're just like in front of a bunch of people and doing something. So yeah. So item number 2 I want to talk about is things you actually need to start, because I honestly didn't even realize, like, you can't just start streaming with zero money in your pocket. You kind of have to have basic things that you use to begin with. So some general things that you actually physically need to start camming is a good webcam. It doesn't have to be the highest quality thing in the world. Me and my boyfriend got like a Logitech one. I don't remember what it's called, but I think it's pretty good quality. You can always use the webcam that's just on your computer if your computer has one. Or get a used one, whatever. You just need something that, you know, is a camera that you can record yourself or you can stream yourself on. The next thing you need is actual software to do streams. You can stream directly from Chatterbait, but much like Twitch, you can go through like another program on your computer, connect it that way. That way you can have like sort of, we have on our stream like screen, like our OnlyFans links in the top corner, and like in the other corner it says that our fan club members get 15% off of the tip menu. You know, it's just like so you can add things onto the screen. You can do that through OBS, which is one of the most popular ones. OBS is used for Chatterbait as well as many other sites, and you can use, I think OBS actually creates Streamlabs, which is what a lot of people use for Twitch. So get familiar with that kind of program, and connecting your webcam and your mic, whether that be just your computer mic or like a physical mic that you have. Get that connected there, then you just have to put your stream code on and you'll be able to stream directly from OBS. Plus, another great thing about OBS is that you can actually record the streams, and so you can edit them later on and post them onto your OnlyFans saying like, oh, this is just my last stream, or these are the highlights of my last stream, just like people do with Twitch and posting it on YouTube. So yeah, it's pretty similar to Twitch, honestly, this whole thing, except it's sexual. It's not video games. You can't actually play video games on Chatterbait, I don't think. The next thing you're gonna need is good lighting. So whether that be natural lighting from outside, like if you're sitting in front of a window, or your lamps, your bedroom light, or LED strip lights to create a mood. We have professional lights that we bought from Amazon. They weren't too expensive, so if you want to just invest in some good quality lights, go ahead and do that. It's really important. It makes the stream just higher quality and makes people want to watch more. Next thing you're gonna need is some outfits. I started off just kind of using lingerie that I had, so literally just a matching bra and underwear set, or even, it doesn't have to match, or like a bodysuit, some cute garters and stockings, just a few outfits that you can wear for the streams. Obviously they aren't going to stay on the whole stream because, you know, people will tip to get you naked. They want to see you, not the lingerie. But the lingerie also adds to it. It makes you look a little bit more professional, a little bit more put together. It makes you want to click, makes other people want to click on your stream rather than other girls' streams. Last thing we're going to talk about for things that you need to start is some toys. So you don't necessarily need this to start, but I promise you, especially if you are a like single person doing this on your own and not with another person, toys are really important. I'm going to tell you guys about Lovin's. So Lovin's is a company that makes sex toys, but they make them with like a kind of Bluetooth like connector to your computer. The great thing about this is that people will go onto your stream and they can tip you tokens that will translate to vibrations in the toy. So you can get a toy for males, you can get the toy for females. The toy for males is called the Edge, the toy for females is called the Lush, and then you can also get just like a regular like wand vibrator, and it's called the Dommy. They all react with tips. It's a really great way to get people to like tip, even if they're just one token in the chat, which is what a lot of people end up doing. It's just a really great way to bring money in. So, and it's super easy because you can do it when you're wearing underwear and you're not doing anything. You could sit on Chatterbait, hypothetically, just do your homework on your computer while streaming and have people tip for your lovin's to go off. And that would be the only thing. You don't even have to have a tip menu. Like, it makes streams a lot easier. Yeah, you end up making more money because people can just tip and tip and tip, and it'll make you turned on. So yeah, that's, I think, all the things that you need just to kind of start off. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about is we're going to go more into depth on tip menus, goals, and then boundaries. So, tokens. I was talking about tokens before. Each token translates to 0 to 5 cents US dollars. So Canadian is different, but they do it through US dollars, so that's just how we calculate it. So if you were to get 1,000 tokens, you can figure out how much money that actually is by multiplying it by 0.05. Math. You can also plug it into a token converter where you just plug in the amount of tokens you have, it'll tell you the amount in US dollars that you have, and then convert it to whatever currency that you use. So, tokens are important when it comes to this job because it's the way you make money. I don't know what I'm trying to say. So, really successful streams have either one goal that they're trying to reach or progressive goals. So that can be like just you reach a goal every 100 tokens, and that goal means like the first goal will be take your top off, the next 100 tokens will be take your bottoms off, and so on and so forth. We usually do single goals of 6,000 tokens when we are on couple streams. We find that like 6,000 tokens is 300 US dollars, which is a little bit more Canadian. I think it's around 400. And that's a pretty good amount to make in about 3 or 4 hours, depending on how busy it is, obviously. And in order to get to that goal, you can't just like set that goal and have people come in and just tip you money for nothing, right? So you have a tip menu. So it's basically like, you know, a menu at a restaurant. You have all these different items, they cost all this different amount of money. And each item kind of, every time someone tips for a certain item, it goes towards that goal, that end goal. And the end goal obviously means something, like you will do something at that end goal. Like if you were to do it with your partner at the end goal, people are tipping towards that goal. So they can either tip for things on the menu, which will just be general things like oral or, you know, hand stuff, or, you know, getting naked or flashing something. All those tips will go towards that end goal. And once you reach the end goal, people get to see you do it or do whatever. Doesn't have to be, the end goal doesn't have to be sex, but anyway. So that is a really great way to kind of structure your streams. You can just look at what other people have on their streams, other people in your category. If you are a solo female, look at the other females on the site and see what they have on their tip menus. You can kind of base what you have on that. But I also don't want this to make you feel like you need to do things you're not comfortable with doing. And that's where boundaries come in, because I have to set boundaries for myself because there are certain things that I'm just really not comfortable with doing. I'll give you an example, like anything involving feet. Definitely not a fan of feet. I will never be into that, and so I don't really want to show my feet. And people will probably beg for it. People will bribe you. They'll say 10,000 tokens to see you do this. Like, if you're not comfortable with it, don't do it. Don't let people bully you into it. Don't let people like try to get you to do stuff you're not comfortable with. Make sure you set your boundaries and make sure those boundaries are known. It's a really great thing to put in your bio. Just like say, hey, like, by the way, I don't do this, this, and this. And if you can't deal with that, go find someone else who will do it, because there are a lot of people on the site who are going to be willing to do different things. Everyone is different. Don't feel like you have to just because you think it's going to make you more money. So yeah, set your boundaries, make a tip menu, and figure out your goals. There you go. The next very important thing I'm going to talk about is social media and your second life. So your image is going to be very important when you stream on Chatterbait, or honestly, I keep on saying Chatterbait because it's what I use, but any site that you are on, even OnlyFans, like anything, your image is very important, your name is very important, it is your brand. So you're gonna want to separate that from your personal life, because people, although they seem pretty innocent online, they just come to see you do things, they're probably gonna want to find you. They're probably gonna think, you know, I want to find this girl's personal information. So you need to be responsible for keeping that separate from your personal life. So create a different name. Biggest thing ever. Don't even use your first name. Use a completely different identity and create a whole life for this other identity. All the socials that you use on a regular basis, you shouldn't be using your personal socials. You should be using your fake Instagram, your fake Twitter, your fake Reddit, your fake Snapchat, Facebook if you want to. Literally everything that you do needs to be separated from your personal life. Don't use your own phone number, don't use your own email, especially when you're signing up for things. Like Instagram does this thing automatically where if you sign up with an email that you've used to create another Instagram account, it'll connect you to the people you follow with that other Instagram account because it recognizes you as that same person. You know what I mean? So when you're making your Instagram account, make another email that is just for this life, and then use that. You get what I'm saying? So you need to come up with your own, new name and new email. Preferably, you should have another phone number. So if that means getting a prepaid SIM card on an old phone or just buying a fucking burner phone, having another phone number is really good. It helps you sign up for these social media accounts. Plus, like, you can have a thing on your tip menu maybe on Chatterbait to say like, oh, like it costs this much, and then I'll give you my phone number, and then we can chat whenever. These people really want to be very personal with you. That's why they go on Chatterbait rather than just going on any other site to watch porn, because it's more personal with you. So you want to make it seem like it's personal, even though it's not, because you're completely separating your personal life to this. And if you post on Instagram, Instagram's pretty important. I think it's the best way to just kind of like gain a following. People can DM you, talk to you whenever, post about your life, update them. Never post the same pictures that you've posted on your personal Instagram page, because then they can, do that reverse Google search. I know it seems super extra and like crazy that you have to like separate yourself completely and become basically an undercover person, but it's really important because people can be very creepy and people can be stalkerish, and you really don't want to have to deal with that. Anyway, yeah, so create your whole second life. Yeah. The next thing we're going to talk about is just some general tips that I found really helped me succeed early on. The first general tip I have for not only streaming and, being a cam girl, but also being an OnlyFans model and also just a social media model, is to have a consistent schedule that you can keep up with. Don't make it hard on yourself. Don't say that you're going to stream every single day of the week and post on OnlyFans every single day of the week if you aren't going to be able to keep up with that. Make it realistic. Maybe even start with just posting twice a week on OnlyFans and streaming 3 times a week. As long as you can keep up that schedule, you can increase it later on. Start slow, just to ease into it, because it is pretty physically taxing. The next thing I'm gonna say is add a bio. So there are a lot of different apps or sites that you can use to create a bio. So the bio is basically when someone scrolls down below your screen on your Chatterbait page, they see all this information. But bios are really cool. They really add a lot of personality to your page. So you can just do like a general like about me. You can do rules in this broadcast room, so don't be rude, don't demand things without tipping, stuff like that. You can have your social medias linked down there. You can have any wish lists that you want, general stuff like that. Any photos and videos of you that you can post down there. I kind of talked about this before, but being active on social media is important. I post on my story, on my Snapchat story and my Instagram story every single time I go live on Chatterbait, just so that people can see that and come say hello. I post every other day on Instagram, and I post usually every day on my Snapchat. My Snapchat is a private Snapchat, so people do have to pay for it. So I'll post more explicit things on there. A big tip that I think really helps with stopping people that you know from seeing your streams is blocking your area. I did that as soon as I made the account. I blocked my province because don't want people in my personal life to see that. And even if they're like people that I randomly know from high school, I really don't want them to like see me and then be like, oh, I gotta tell everyone that she's now a cam model. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about quitting my day job, which if you guys didn't know, I said earlier that I worked at Garage Clothing in my local mall, but I quit my day job shortly after I started doing this because I was making more money on Chatterbait than I ever was there. So I think, you know, it would be a different story if I was working full-time, but because of COVID messing everyone's shit up, my manager couldn't put me full-time. So I would be working like, before the pandemic, I would be working like 3 or 4 shifts a week, and that was sufficient enough. I was in school. I couldn't even afford to like work even more because I was in school. Because of the pandemic, that really messed up my plans, and I wasn't able to make that much money. I kind of realized shortly after starting Chatterbait that I was making like a lot of money. Like when I told you that I would make around $300 US per 3 or 4 hour stream, that would mean $100 per hour roughly. Plus, I mean, that's US, right? So it's Canadian. In Canadian, I think it's over 400. I don't know. I'm using my phone, so I can't look it up. But that would be like an average of $50 to $100 an hour just streaming. And if I did that every day, I did the math, and I can make thousands of dollars a month. Like, it's a lot of money versus when I was working at Garage, I was making minimum wage, no commission, and working like 2 shifts a goddamn week because they couldn't handle having any more shifts because our hours were so ass because of COVID. But I decided to quit my day job. I literally said, like, you know what, fuck it. Like, I'm making more money on Chatterbait. I can just do this full time. And that's what I did. And it is a little bit stressful because you make your own schedule. So me, as a pretty lazy person, it's hard to, you know, make my own schedule and keep up with it and force myself to stream on days when I don't feel very well. But when you do it, it's so rewarding. Like, it's so worth it, especially if you are doing it as a couple. I'm not telling you to quit your day job. That's up to you, totally. But if you really quit your day job and you go into this full time, it can really be rewarding. So yeah, let me move on to the next step. Okay, so the next step, or the next thing I want to talk about is to be unique and be patient. So I have seen many streams on Chatterbait because obviously I would look at them to see ideas for like what I can do on my stream. And I find that a lot of girls do the same thing. They sit around, they sit in a chair or they sit on their bed with 11s in, doing nothing. And I find even worse is that they don't talk to you. Like, there's a chat on the right hand side of the page right next to the screen, and they have the opportunity to talk to the people who are on their stream. They can say, hi, like, how was your day? Like, is there anything you guys want to see? Like, you know, and just have regular conversations. Like, honestly, people sometimes go on there and have regular conversations, and the girls that I see, most of the time, they just fucking ignore them. They don't talk to anyone in the chat, and I find that so frustrating because, like, that's what people are there for. They're there to, like, interact with you. That's why people go there instead of on Pornhub. That's why people would be more willing to spend money on you. So I think being engaging is such an important thing, and that's gonna set you apart from other people because sadly not enough people do it. So yeah, like, try your best to be engaging. Obviously it's a different story if there's like 10,000 people in your chat room all trying to say things at the same time and you can't keep up. But if someone's like talking to you, talk to them. Do it. Talk to them. It's so easy. It makes the time go by faster. It makes you feel better even if you're doing absolutely nothing on the stream at that moment. Just talking to people just makes you, it makes you seem more like a human and less like this thing that they're watching. Anyway. Be patient, because I find that at first I got really discouraged about streams that didn't go as well as other streams that were slower. When you're a girl doing solo streams, it's really hard to get views because people they'll want to see you as a couple, or they want to see you doing something in that moment. If they go onto your stream and you're doing nothing, the likelihood of them staying on your stream rather than just going to another one is pretty low. So your viewership might be low. your tips might be low, and sometimes streams go really slowly. Even if you do a couple of streams, don't expect every single one of them to be equally as successful as the last. So streams can sometimes not go well. You can be there for 4 hours and not reach your goal, 5 hours and not reach your goal. At that point, some people just, want to call it quits. And if you call it quits, it's totally fine. Don't feel guilty for logging off because not enough people are tipping. But don't let that discourage you from streaming more. Stream every single day, and I promise you will see a positive increase of followers, of engaging people, of people who will tip and then return to tip more. Like, you'll get these tippers that are basically just regulars who come back every single time you stream and tip like a decent amount of money. So yeah, basically just be patient and don't put yourself down for not doing well on a certain stream. Alright, so like, what do you do during streams? I mentioned chatting with the people in your chat room. What I do for a basic stream, like, and I mean basic, like what every other girl does, is play music, and it can be any music you want. They don't have any issues with copyright, so I play like Ariana Grande all the time and like Doja Cat and shit. Have fun, be just chill, relax. It's not stressful. And I know like it may seem pretty daunting of a thing that you're doing, like you're literally going online and exposing yourself to anyone who wants to see. But it's really not that intimidating once you get into it, and it's just so chill. Like, the people are actually really chill, a lot of them are. But just have fun with it, relax, and get to know people. Remembering names is a really good thing. Like, remembering the usernames of people who will return over and over again. I have a couple in my mind right now that like will return all the time and always tip, and those guys are great, or guys or girls. They're all great. But yeah, just like get to know people. Don't just sit there like a fucking statue for 3 hours straight. You could be watching Netflix, you could be doing homework, you could be playing guitar if you like playing guitar, you could be doing whatever. And I'll get into that in a sec. Alright, so my very last tip is actually just some ideas for you. And these are unique stream ideas. I find that the streams are so basic. And although yes, they're basic because they work, and because people are bound to like them and watch them, you want to set yourself apart. You want people to come back to you specifically because they're like, damn, that person is really cool. They had a really weird, interesting stream last time and I liked it. So I'm going to tell you some of the ideas that I've tried and some that I haven't tried and I want to try, and I think that you should try, my friend, if you are to start streaming. So the first idea that comes to mind is a shower stream. So this is something that I've done a few times. It is a little bit complicated because you have to set up your whole lighting and webcam and computer in your bathroom where they can see you shower. But it honestly brings in like a lot of viewers for some reason. Like, people really like shower streams or bath streams if you have a bath. It's kind of like, it's really chill. Yeah. Another idea for you is to do a pole dancing stream. So this is really great if you have a stripper pole. I don't know if a lot of you do. I really want one, but I don't have one because our apartment's too small and they're also very expensive. But if you have enough money and you can afford a stripper pole, oh my god, stripper streams would be so fun. Like, just getting in that hot ass like stripper outfit, and it's basically a virtual strip club. Guys can go on, tip you $1 bills or 1 token tips, and you can dance and you can get naked and you can just do a stripper stream. It would be so fun. Get the like mood lights going on, like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like that would be really fun. Another idea would be to like do something that you're interested in, a hobby. So I've done this before. I've done a stream where I play guitar and sang, which is one of my hobbies. Playing guitar and doing covers of songs. People like that. They also like doing song requests when I do those ones. Another one I did recently that I tried for the first time was painting, which I thought was really interesting because, like, people don't really care about seeing you painting, but I painted a nude of myself, a photo that I had taken beforehand. I painted it in like a very like colorful style, like almost abstract, and I had a lot of people in the chat actually asking to buy the painting. So, who knows, I might sell it in the future. But like streams like that, like people really like that. Like, they think it's so chill and fun. It's more chatty than it is sexual, but it's just fun. And you can do those things like singing and painting and dancing with your love-in-sin, which just adds a whole new level because people can make you turned on while you're doing these things that are just super like mundane. There are so many things that you can just do that to make your streams so much more unique than other girls and other guys and other people on the site. You just have to come up with them and stick with them, and even, you know, if they don't work, then whatever. Like, it's okay, move on to the next idea. Like people who are unique, and the best way to be unique is to just kind of do what you want and not what you think you're supposed to do. That's everything that I have on my little page of things. I know that was a really long video. If you did watch it all the way to the end, I assume that you are very interested in camming. So if that's the case, like, please comment down below like anything that you would want to see or want me to go into more depth about. That's it. That's the whole video. I hope you guys learned something today. I hope that I encouraged you to start camming or start an OnlyFans. Yeah, my name's Alexia, and thank you guys for watching.